Hello, Throppers, and welcome back to another Boots on the Ground interview. And for those visiting for the first time, my name is Winthrop Wellington, and here I help you move to and invest in Jamaica. And today we have a really special, wonderful guest, a friend of mine from a former industry that I was in, the hospitality industry. And I have Mr. Robin Russell, who is the president of the JHTA, or the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association. Thank you for being here, Robin.
Yeah, I'm definitely your friend. Thank you.
Most definitely. So I'm very much out the loop of what's happening in the JHTA, and keeping my finger on the pulse a little bit with hospitality, with my family's business, but definitely not as much as before, not as involved as I was before. But there are some exciting things happening with JHTA coming up. We have CHTA next month, the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association meeting, and Jamaica has been picked once again. And this is obviously a very big event. And for my audience that are maybe not familiar with this, can you just explain, I guess first explain to them what the JHTA does first, and then we can get into CHTA afterwards.
So JHTA is the premier hospitality, tourism, hotel advocacy group in Jamaica. So we represent, I would say, all hotels, attractions, and any purveyor, anybody that would provide a service in the hospitality arena. We are privately owned, so we're not government based, and our main role is just to make sure that the sector is represented and well represented, that we move forward in unison. We negotiate with government, we negotiate with each other, and we try to keep the standards of the entire Jamaica hospitality in the forefront.
Excellent. And now, I always looked at CHTA as the JHTA of the Caribbean, essentially, right? And we have this big regional event coming up where pretty much all the players in the hospitality industry in this region, from airlines to travel agents to hotels, are all going to be under one roof and in one country.
Government ministers. So everybody is going to be in Jamaica. That's the epicenter of Caribbean tourism. We'll be here 20 to 23rd in May. And so last year was Barbados. And let me just tell you, Jamaica is going to blow them out of the water. We're in the midst of our planning now. We're just wrapping up some stuff. I just met with Sandals yesterday, who will be doing the closing ceremony. And let me just tell you, it's exciting. When you see the levels of business that the CHTA has brought to these regions and what it's going to do for Jamaica. So this year we're concentrating on Latin America. So we're bringing in new buyers out of Latin America, and they will open up that sector. I think, Jamaica right now has 70% of our tourists coming from the North America, between Canada and the US, and it's about time we open new markets. Latin America is right there. Their per capita is definitely where we want it to be, to an attractive. We have flights out of Panama connecting with Copa, so it's a no-brainer, and that's our main market that we'll be looking to target this year at CHTA.
And has that region been receptive to that? I'm speaking like specifically, I guess, on both ends. So from our travel partners but also from a consumer standpoint in coming here and visiting Jamaica.
Definitely. Jamaica is hot. Everybody knows how super hot Jamaica is, and that Bob Marley movie just really capped off how exciting people are to come and see Jamaica. And Latin America is just one of those things. Now we've tapped into the carnival market. Sumfest is coming up, and with new hotels opening, it's just a no-brainer. A lot of the hotels are Spanish chains, so a lot of those Latin American companies are already familiar with those brands the Iberostar brand or the Ryu brand. So it's stuff that will definitely enhance our product and make it more resilient. So I think that's where we need to be, where we're not just depending on any one source market, because it's kind of what COVID taught us, that we need to be resilient, and resilient means that we need to have different alternatives if something goes wrong. We're looking at kind of a tricky year in the US this year with elections, and
Hmm.
and we've been hearing about an impending recession for the last 2 years that just can't get there, which we hope won't get there.
Right.
But we need more diversity. We need to be going into India, where these a millionaire is farmed every day. So these are markets we need to be looking at: Dubai and Middle East, and getting persons to come to Jamaica. Now, what we're doing with CHTA this year as well, which is very exciting, is multi-destination travel. So just like when you go to Europe, you don't go to Spain and stay in Spain all the time. You go to Italy, you go to wherever it is. It's the same thing that we're looking at with CHTA, where you're going to come to Dalmarp, you're going to come to Jamaica, you're going to go to Cayman. You might take a trip all the way down to Barbados or St. Lucia. And that way, you come for a 2-week vacation, you do 3 or 4 nights in each destination, and you really experience what the Caribbean has to offer. Because each island is completely different
Hmm.
and has its own unique flair to it.
So what would that look like? Would that be something where you purchase a package and then you'll get like all your flights included? Because as you well know, like the traditionally, if we wanted to go to certain islands, we'd have to go to Miami and come back down.
So you have connectivity now with Arajet, the Dam Rep. They're now opening to St. Lucia. So it's looking at stuff like that with regional airlines, Caribbean Airlines, where, as you said, and very similar to what Copa does in Panama, where if you are going to any destination further on, you can always stop in Panama, which is free. So we're working out the details like that, where your travel, when you buy a ticket to the Caribbean, it will include, if you want, more and more stops, and connect that travel in that way.
I think Arajet, I just heard of them maybe 6 weeks ago. To be honest, they've been pushing a lot of social media marketing. It is such an asset to the region, like unbelievable,
Unbelievable.
unbelievable. And I think I've never experienced it myself, but I'm looking into it. But I would love for us collectively in the region to really support this airline, because when it comes to commerce and just getting more people to travel around the region, like you're saying, like we need partners like Arajet.
And if we start to push stuff like this, you're going to get the airlift behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's very hard to tell somebody to put a empty plane on a route and see your dream. But when you start to put the marketing and you start to get that demand, all of a sudden you start to get the players involved who want to and recognize the value that it is.
Oh, amazing, amazing. And moving into like specifically the hotel sector,
Right.
on my channel, we talk a lot about these, just how much, just the gobs of money that are coming into Jamaica, and these global companies investing in huge ways in Jamaica. And so a lot of times, like one of the first things it tells me is just like they believe in Jamaica in the biggest of ways to be having that level of investment coming in here, and they believe in the people here in Jamaica as well. From the JHTA's perspective, like how is that received? How is that looked at?
So, you know what they look at even more? The stability of Jamaica, the stability of the government. And I'm not even speaking about the current government, but just our government policy, the ease of doing business, and organizations like the JHTA, which facilitates that kind of that commerce. Um, we 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 play an integral role in what happens. We play an integral role in how licensing is done and how financing is done, because we have a seat at most tables, which a lot of other countries don't have. I just met with a Nigerian delegation that's trying to figure out how Jamaica has made it work, and they can get it to work. Yeah.
Mm.
People are looking at us and saying, why? And part of the reason why is we have a great relationship. As I mentioned in a speech I just did, we opened COVID not because the government wanted to open COVID, but because the hotel sector realized that the country was going to end up in civil war if it was not open.
Mm.
Now, you had one sector, which is the health sector, saying lock it down for a year until COVID goes away. And if we die of hunger, at least we didn't die of COVID. And then you had the other side, which was hoteliers saying, we're losing millions of dollars. Open it up and the people die. We'll figure it out. It's a fake virus.
Mm.
Nobody's going to die because see other people doing it. But somehow the JHTA, the government, we all met and we said, how do we do it, but do it safely? And I think that is what Jamaica has done well. They've consulted with everyone well. There has been no big hammers or no laws that say when you come to Jamaica, you can't do business this way, or when you come, you have to, like what other regions will have, oh, you need to do business with a Jamaican or a Caymanian if you want to do business. And that has facilitated big money.
Mm-hmm.
It's some properties that have invested and you look at them and you're like, what? Really?
Mm-hmm.
You just put 28 million US dollars in your air conditioning system by going into deep sea water, harvesting of cold water, and you're circulating it. And cutting edge technology.
Mm-hmm.
And companies have said, we're going to do it in Jamaica. Not just building rooms, not just, you're looking at what Bahia is doing, where they're going to put in over 1,000 hotel rooms and then 1,000 houses for workers. That's investing in communities as well.
Yeah.
And they're doing it because they recognize that Jamaica is integral to their success.
Right. And a lot of the times you don't hear that part of the story. All you hear is such and such type company is taking over Jamaica. And what about the average Jamaican? But here is a company, and there are more companies that I've heard that I can't necessarily report on, but I've heard rumors that they are also going to be following suit and building X hundred or thousands of rooms, but also building a large portion of community development and building housing for that. So I think that's very important. And, I love to hear this, and I love to see the push for this more and more.
It's market driven.
Mm-hmm.
As we have developed all of Montego Bay and as we've developed all of Negril, developed all of Orchard, people have moved into Green Island, they've moved into St. Anne's Bay, they've moved into Trelawney, where there are not these big town centers with thousands of people living naturally there. So if you're going to put your hotel there, yeah, they're beautiful beaches, but if you want workers, you have to provide housing or transportation.
Yeah.
And a lot of these hotels have said, you know what, we're going to provide housing, which is great.
Yeah.
When you see, because I think what has distinguished Jamaica, and everybody has started to really recognize it, it's the quality of the Jamaican worker. The Jamaican worker is what distinguishes you from everywhere else you've been to. There are more rooms in Dam there are more rooms all over. But when you look at the rate of success, Jamaican hotels still outperform most. And it's just because of our workers.
Yeah, we have a very, very strong culture here, that's for sure.
The couple weeks ago when Pier 1 was completely demolished, and you walked into Pier 1, it almost brought tears to your eyes because
Wow.
it was the bartenders and it was the chefs, and everybody came out and they're like, all right, we need to open. So people asked us why we opened in 2 days. Our staff was driving it. You went to work and you're like, boy, we're depressed, the place is mashed up, and they're like, no boss, come. And then grab a broom and you see them start sweeping and them start, all right, we need to, and you're like, hold on, this is my staff, this is my bartender, this is my bossman. Why are they with shovels in their hands and you're not paying them? You're like, all right, quick, we have to put on some food, and we have to, and you create a community of workers that just love doing what they're doing, and that's Jamaica.
And that made me think of like a situation at our property where it was during COVID, and our like maintenance team were like, they were like, we'll live here, don't worry about it, you know, we're gonna keep this place going. A lot of like so many people were just like committed because they just knew this was like an unprecedented situation, and that's where you like really, I mean, we appreciated them already, but like the level of appreciation just escalated tremendously. And it's like during like the hardest and roughest of times, that's where you see, you know, who people really are at the end of the day. So, you know, I concur with your sentiments.
And I know I've never said this publicly, but you guys were my inspiration for getting into the hotel business.
Get out of
I
here.
swear to you. You guys, when
Wow.
if you ask anybody
Yeah.
when they said, you know, what you want to be like, I was like, travelers.
Wow. That's
Because
amazing.
you were small, but you guys always acted big. You did big things. You did the shows. You know, if you didn't know your size of your property, you would think you were the largest hotel in Jamaica. And you know, that inspired me to do what I did. You know, it inspired me to not just, oh, I'm a small property, let me think small. But I'm a small property, but I'm going to think big.
Man, thank you so much. That means a lot
Yeah,
to
man, yeah,
me.
man.
I want to make sure my brothers know about that. I know it mean a lot to them as well. But that's the next thing I wanted to get into, is that letting people know that you're not only the president of the JHTA, but you're also a hotelier of Deja Resorts, right? And one of the, I mean, I think it's obvious, one of the best things about your resort is like not only the people, but your location, which is right on the hip strip. And could you tell us a little bit about your property?
So we're 92 rooms, and we're family owned Jamaican resort, and we're all inclusive. Now, we have a little different concept of the all inclusive model, because we're all inclusive, but we don't have doors on Deja. Our gates are always open, so we encourage our guests to go out. So what we've actually done is kind of just create some kind of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
So you can come, you can have lunch, you can eat dinner. You know it's there. We're not overly priced. So persons do feel comfortable going out and really just experiencing Jamaica. All right, I had dinner at Deja tonight. I'm going to go to Pier 1 tomorrow. I'm going to go to Margaritaville. I'm going to go wherever. And that's what we've encouraged. So we've attracted that clientele, that person that wants to go on the road, but just wants that safety or that comfort to know that, all right, it's already paid for if I don't feel like spending any more money. We've been relatively successful because we're one of the few 3-star hotels, and that's who we are, and that's who we want to be. That was our model when we went in. There was all these 5 stars and 4 stars. We're like, who caters to a 3-star person who is just looking for an affordable vacation? And it has worked. You know, right before COVID, you know, we were looking at expanding, maybe coming to Negril or, you know, just anywhere else that opportunity. COVID hit, obviously, and we kind of had to use up all of that cash to pay the staff and just keep the. So now that we've slowly gotten back to where we can start looking again at some expansion, that's what we want to do. We would love the Deja brand and the Deja concept to be not only in Jamaica but all over the Caribbean.
Awesome. And I could personally tell you all out there that I have stayed at Deja multiple times, me and my brothers. It really is a wonderful experience, a family-oriented, Jamaican, family-owned feeling when you get there. So, like, I fully endorse this hotel. And if you're in Montego Bay and you're looking for a great place to stay, got the thumbs up of approval here, and let them know you heard it here. And they're gonna take care of you anyway, but they're gonna take extra care of you if you let them know.
Take care of
yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah. We took it out of your book, you know, took that family business, because you guys were very similar to us, brothers and sisters. Father started the business, and you know, you kind of getting in there and revamping and putting your own spin on it. So yeah.
That's awesome, man. That really, like, literally, like, warms my heart, man. I appreciate you letting me know that. Do you have any last messaging for the folks that are out there who perhaps are, I would say, interested in hospitality in any way, shape, or form, specifically here in Jamaica?
So what I would say, some of the biggest opportunities that are being missed right now in hospitality is service providers. Whether it is agriculture, whether it is just basic services like linen, whatever it is. And I would say anything that is Jamaican is even more in demand. So, growing exotic fruit and having it being from Jamaica and not being imported, having fresh veggies is opportunities that we're missing. Arts and craft, and I'm not talking high end arts and craft. So, one of the things that blew my mind was when you travel to Europe. I was in London, and you have the musicians that are playing there. And I'm like, well, these guys are very good, and they're no, they're not just very good; they're the best. Like, why are they the best? Why are they playing in the subway? I said, no, they have to audition to play here because they make so much money playing here that they have to audition. They're put on a schedule. They come and they make tons of money.
Wow.
And it's some of the best musicians that are in London. I'm seeing that same opportunity with artists. So we have a lot of artists in Jamaica, and they're pretty good. But they try to sell their paintings for $500, $600, $700, $800. I was in Lisbon the other day, and you could buy a decent print or a decent painting for $20 or $30, and they were just rolling out. But on the corner, he had a card where his main gallery was just around the corner. Where then he went in and he had the high end work.
So you kind of like just teasing them in a little bit. I got it.
So you get these little postcard size stuff or a little bigger, and prints, obviously, that they're selling to tourists on the road that are really just looking for basic memorabilia. But then for those more sophisticated art collectors that appreciate your work, it's in a gallery somewhere or your own little space that you then can charge for those specialized pieces. I think we're missing that opportunity. There should be somebody sitting at Bottom Road doing those paintings, just like when you go to Paris and you see the guys painting the Eiffel Tower and you buy it for $20 and they just keep turning. Somebody should be on Bottom Road painting the sunset or painting Margaritaville or painting Doctor's Cave Beach. And you're like, whoa, I want one of those.
Okay.
And then, oh, you like my work? Right down the road is the art gallery that you can buy the 10-foot one for $2,000.
Right.
So there are opportunities like that in craft. Again, there's opportunities in agriculture that we're missing. There's opportunities in even the service providing industry. Getting our trainees done. I think there's a shortage of properly trained persons, and I think as the industry shifts, there's going to be greater demand, and those persons are going to be better compensated. So, become a great chef. Don't become a cook. And that's where I would want our mindset to be. Let's be great.
Right.
Let's really be great at what we do, and it's tons of opportunities. More restaurants need to be out there. I mean, we're known for our food, and we're known for our music, but there's no live music in Jamaica. There's just it's not consistent. It's not. You go to any major city and you go to New Orleans, or you go to Tennessee, and you go to Nashville, and every other bar will have a live band performing. Right. We're the home of reggae. Where do I hear traditional reggae music? Where do I go and just hear somebody playing some reggae music? It doesn't happen.
So you're right. There is a lot of opportunity along these lines in big ways. And I could tell you, like, so many people are interested in farming. Like, that's one of the, anytime I talk about farming on this channel, like, people go crazy. And it's more so they want to know what the opportunities are. How do I get in? How much land do I need to have in order to...
So, and I know the tourism linkages just formed an app called Alex.
Oh, I didn't know about this.
Yeah. So it's called Agricultural Linkages Network, which is...
Oh, wait, yep, I did. Sorry. Yep.
Alex. Yes. So what they do is you just go on the site, you list what produce you have, at what price you want to sell, and buyers just buy it from you.
Beautiful.
There are now persons that grade the product, so you can know it's an A grade or a B grade or C grade. tomato at different prices. And you have purveyors now, or persons that go around and just pick up, and they charge a service for that, which is separate. But it now connects the farmer to the direct whoever wants it, especially in the hotels. And I think they're up to, I mean, they've been having challenges launching it because of connectivity and because of ease of use of the platform. But I think they're almost at $1 billion in sales.
Wow.
From December to now.
Amazing.
It's amazing. So if you have 50 pounds of lettuce and you don't know how to sell it, and you're able to just go on a platform and say, look, I have 50 pounds of lettuce. I'm like, oh yeah, I need 50 pounds of lettuce.
Perfect.
I need 500, but I'll take 50 from you, and I'll take 50 from you,
up.
and I'll take 50 from you, and it works. So
Awesome.
There's just so much opportunity. People think that Jamaica is 3 million people. No, not really, because you have 4 million people that are coming to Jamaica to stay here that are over consuming. That's one thing about tourists. They're gonna eat 2 burgers. They're gonna eat a bigger salad. They're gonna eat more eggs.
Right.
So it's just amazing. I mean, and so I'll use an example of eggs. 3 years ago, eggs were $7,000 a box. Now eggs are $14,000 a box. So there's opportunities in agriculture. There's opportunities in hospitality, and look at the back end more. Look at engineering. Where are my engineers? Where are my service providers? Where are the technical supports? The IT guys? Where are those persons that are saying, look, I am going to be tourism centric. I'm going to provide a service to hospitality, because I know that hospitality is a little bit different than regular any other industry. So when I want an engineer, he needs to know a little bit of air condition. As you know, he needs to know a little plumbing, a little carpentry. Where is that person? And these are the opportunities that I think that if anybody has just that initiative to get into it and get into hospitality.
I'll get in the signal to wrap up here. Last question. What are you most excited about in the tourism industry in Jamaica, futuristically?
I would just say the growth and the opportunities that are there for Jamaicans.
Okay.
With the opening of homestays, with the opening of online platforms that you can just book and you go directly to your consumer, it has opened up the market to anybody. Anybody can compete. And that was Deja. When I first started the hotel, my marketing budget was literally zero. I told my sister, we have no money for it. We're going to go online and we're going to sell the hotel. There will be no advertising in any magazines. There will be no newspaper ads. There will be no TV, no anything. We're going to go online and we're going to do it. And it worked. So there is opportunity now for anybody to get into tourism and do well. And that's what's exciting for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robert. I appreciate it.
We want to see you back in hospitality. I know you're doing a great job here, but we need help.
Thank you.
All right.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, man.
All right.